We'll do a little bit of a recap for last session to kind of pick up where we left off. So last session, you guys were still on part of your Jedi trial on Yavin 4. You're kind of on the second leg of it, but we're joined by Gil after he spoke with the Masters. Afterwards, you guys kind of went through the jungles. We're still confronted by some more visions of the dark side, different things. I know Ul had saw kind of the scene of his greatest failure. I think actually that's what Gil saw as well. I know a couple of you got that one last time and just had the Force plaguing you with the different traumas that you've gone through. Afterwards, though, you guys were able to scale a lot tougher mountain than I expected it to be, but you guys eventually made it up there with a bit of trouble, but nobody died, so that worked out for you guys. Afterwards, you made your way to Exar Khan's former kind of palace slash temple. As soon as you guys crossed the threshold, though, Ul, Noru, and Gil were confronted by kind of shadowy visions, giving you a little bit of an information on some of the threats that have been targeting Force users. You felt hunger, pain, and kind of behind everything, you felt fear, just kind of almost orchestrating the others and kind of their attack upon the Force users and upon the galaxy itself. Afterwards, and kind of during this too, Wool had been having a little bit of frustration, kind of leaning more towards the dark side of the Force. He used a little bit of that strength to push himself or kind of get himself up the mountain, and since it started working for him, he kind of embraced it. But after you guys kind of came to a head when you guys went inside the temple of Exar Khan, and Wool actually kind of tried to join up with them. It seemed like it was going to go through, but an AoE attack after Rin and Noru kind of shot some of his thugs, kind of set that relationship apart. But eventually, Wool was able to help out with destroying Exarchon. You guys beat his spirit, and that's actually kind of where we left off, including kind of with those who were able to kind of attune to their crystals, getting prepared for it. So definitely, so you guys are still on Yavin 4, probably on your way back to the temples where you met the former Jedis in exile. Is it actually within Exar Khan's palace? Was there anything else you all wanted to do before heading out?
For the joke, Gil's just kind of, after like everything's said and done, he's kind of gonna look back to the party and just say, "So, who was that?" I just got pointed in this direction. I don't know who that was.
Ping would just shrug.
Wool's keeping to himself for sure. For the moment.
Come on. Come on, guys. We lived. We had fun. We fought. I'm probably not the guy to talk to, but you probably should talk to someone. Not the Jedi. Keep that in mind. They're probably worse than me to talk to, but like, I think you should see someone. But hey,
maybe seeing less of you would help.
Whoa!
Coming out swinging.
Wow, that's probably the closest thing to damage you'll ever do to me. Still hurt.
I'll let out a heavy sigh and give a very forced nod to Gil. And appreciate your concern.
Well, most of the Jedi don't just know, despite the quote-unquote short amount of time we've been traveling, I do care about your safety physically and mentally. And in this case, with the Force and all that, technically spiritually. Just stay safe.
Ping at this point would kind of walk up.
You guys are kind of in the tomb.
Oh, sorry. Ping would walk up beside Ul and just kind of quietly say, "You tread on a dangerous path," and then he would say, "The Jedi, they try to resist the dark side, but then those in the dark side fall prey to it." He said the trick is just to ride the waves and control it. And then he'll just let it go at that.
Give him a heavy nod that I very much acknowledge what he's saying.
Yeah, and Ping would just kind of acknowledge it and then nod his head and just walk away.
Perfect. Well, there's nothing else you guys want to do in the temple. You can begin to kind of make your way back towards the Jedi.
Yeah, I'm happy to get out of there.
We gotta roll again to get down this damn mountain.
You guys have time. I'll let you. I don't want to kill anybody.
A little
with that.
easier going down.
It's a little bit easier going down. You don't feel the force fighting you as much too as you kind of make your way down the mountain. Definitely, you guys are able to, after a time, make it pretty much most of the way back. Everybody, give me a perception check.
Let's see here. First roll of the day.
Ooh.
Yes, I had the feeling. Good to be back.
Boy.
All right, Rin and Ul, you guys will hear and sense something kind of bustling through the forest. You kind of hear it running. You can tell it's a humanoid from both your kind of sense through the forest and kind of what you're hearing. You can tell it's just hauling towards you.
Gosh. Okay. I'll just say very quickly, someone's coming. Look sharp.
No visual, it's just a feeling, right? You said?
No visual. You can kind of hear it coming from because the jungle's pretty dense with
Oh, okay.
foliage, and so it's hard to see too far. But you can hear it kind of from the southwest, from the Jedi camp, kind of bustling towards you.
Lethal and non-lethal force.
Yeah, I'll just kind of definitely go in a bit of a defensive stance. Oh, wow. We haven't rested or anything, have we? Ping and I are in some sort of way.
No. Yeah, I just realized
Yeah.
that I put my health back.
Oh yeah, you guys are.
I would
Yeah.
say I didn't even pay attention to that. Like in the few moments immediately after in the temple, I'd assume we'd probably go around and take care of that if we could.
Oh yeah, you definitely could, and you guys could have
Yeah.
short rested too if you wanted to as well.
Okay.
Probably not in the temple, but outside it.
Yeah,
Outside
let's say
before we
that's
started
valid.
moving.
Okay.
Yep.
So beforehand, I'm gonna take a couple channels of the force. Where's my to lend aid for?
I'll roll some hit dice there. I'm at 10.
Gil's got a couple of hit dice left if anyone needs some land aid.
Yeah, I'm at 10 hit points and I'm out of hit dice. So I will take any healing anyone has extra.
Yeah. Yep, in that case,
Ooh,
Nice.
Again,
any
some-
healing you say.
Hey,
getting
that's
some
30%
good rolls.
more
Yeah.
health.
I'll burn in that one for you.
Oh, there you go.
All right, cool.
Perfect. As you guys kind of hear that rustling through the clearing, you see a kind of a large barrowbell, which barrowbells are those kind of like large lizard type things. They look like almost like little dinosaurs. They're humanoid, but they've got scaly bodies, big tails, just kind of real reptilian look to them. You see one bust out. Looks like he's got like a mixture of Jedi robes over armor, but you can kind of feel he's almost primed for battle as he bursts through the forest. And Gil, actually, now that you're kind of seeing him or kind of paying called attention to the noise he's making, you would recognize him. He's another one that was trained by your master. His name's Karaz. He kind of grew. He's kind of under tutelage about the same time you were with their master. You see him kind of hurling through the forest, kind of stopping, and then you see him kind of turn to glare at you. And you see him kind of, he hasn't drawn his lightsaber yet, but his hand is on his lightsaber. He just hisses out, "Traitor."
What's this guy's name again, real fast?
Karaz, K-A-R-A-Z.
K-A-R-A-Z. Let me get that written down real fast. Gil is going to have his hands on his lightsaber for once and look at him and say, Karaz? Are you real?
God.
Fair question.
Yeah, honestly.
You see him, he looks good, like angry but confused, and he goes, "Of course I am real. They told me a four-armed force user showed up here wearing Mandalorian armor, and I knew it could only be you, traitorous scum. You will pay for betraying us."
Listen, it was every man for himself at a certain point there when Lauren left. We each went our different ways. Some stayed, some went off with worse people. I count myself better off. We can fight if you want. I'll accept any challenge, especially from you. But however this fight's going, I want to talk to you afterwards.
You see, he looks confused. You see his kind of scales ruffle a little bit, and he goes, "Yes, we all went our own way after Lorian. Some fell to Revan's sway and joined the Sith, but none of them joined the Mandalorian butchers like you have. You fought against your own Jedi kin. I've heard rumors that you've went bounty hunting as well, hunting your own kind. How could you do so?"
I was angry. I was angry. And they didn't care. So, I didn't care for a while. Times are changing, though. We don't have to go down this route just yet. We don't have to go...
Oh, go ahead.
We don't have to go down this route of Mandalorian versus Jedi, Sith versus whoever. We can talk it out first. Have a fair fight without risking anyone's life.
Perfect. Give me
You
a
don't know
persuasion.
sorry.
Go ahead. No, sorry.
One last thing.
Good.
You don't know how hard it's been trying to find anyone Master Lauren thought. They've all flickered out of existence before I could even get to them. The fact I'm seeing you here, I still don't believe you're real looking at you. Just hear me out. And that's fair. I will be rolling persuasion, you said?
Perfect.
Can I do force check or insight to see if this is another kind of like apparition or something?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ooh, man. Good amount
Nice.
today.
So it's certainly it's not an apparition, and you kind of feel him out with the force a little bit. You see he kind of has a similar aura to Gil, so
Okay.
not quite. You see he's not as far. You feel almost like he's trying to turn away from the dark side, but you could definitely feel kind of touches of the dark side on him. Not like the Sith dark side, but more kind of like Gil's. It's kind of almost raw aggression style dark side versus anything kind of truly embracing it. But you do feel kind of restraint trying to fight against the anger he feels, but he does feel pretty pissed off. You can tell it's taking some it's hard for him not to kind of launch into the attack.
So
But
I
especially
School probably relates to him, right?
Oh yeah, actually,
Right
yeah,
now.
pretty similar to what feels right now. And then you see confusion. You kind of feel this as Gil starts talking, but confusion kind of hits him. And that is enough. So you see him kind of move his hand from his saber, and he's not happy with Gil. Still, he kind of snorts and says, "I'll not kill you yet today." Uh, you mentioned Lorian. Have you heard what's happened to him?
Just breadcrumb trails, vague directions, normal Jedi things. So not much. I found Kato, his body at least, and he had left a message for me, pointing me in general direction. But so far, haven't had the time to follow it up. Been traveling with some people first.
You see him kind of look sad for the first times, and he kind of hangs his head for a second. I felt Kato's passing through the force. And he looks up, kind of lit me in your eye. He goes, "That wasn't you, right?"
I was there too late. He'd been shot to death by bounty hunters.
You kind of see him smack his tail and start to turn around, but he kind of continue talking as he starts walking back towards the temple. He goes, I've heard tell of where Lorian has been holed up at. I've heard that he's been kidnapped. Uh, not by the Sith or the Mandalorians, but I've heard that he was investigating something on Dathomir, and some of those Night Sisters have taken him captive. I've been meaning to head out there myself, but the order, and you see his kind of scales ruffle. They need me here to protect the young ones. But if you're truly looking to repent, I believe that is where you may be able to find our former master.
Raz, before you go, can I hold you for a minute?
He looks. Give me another persuasion check.
That's performance. My bad. Persuasion.
You said, can he hold him?
Yeah, like a hug.
Okay. He looks at you. Just he shakes his head. I've decided not to take your life today, but you still wear the garb of those who killed our other brothers. I cannot hug you.
Oh, all right.
You see him kind of walks along, kind of ahead of you guys, but kind of keeps pace with you as you guys walk back to the temple. And he just kind of glances at you all and says, "Well, you all are a real eclectic crew, shall we say? Uh, the masters never mentioned why you came. What brought you here?"
Don't tell him about the incident with the gun.
Yeah, so Ping will kind of start to step forward a little bit and kind of on the way to catching up, he'll pat Gil on the shoulder and say, just take the win there, big guy. And then he'll go and start talking to the other guy and be like, well, we rescued some younglings. It's funny that you had mentioned that. We had they were up for sale. We thought we'd bring them back here. We figured this might be a safe haven for them.
He nods, kind of glances at Gil, and looks back to you. Well, you all have done good work then. It is fortunate that you found them. There's so little of the Force left in the galaxy. And then he kind of continues to lead you guys forward. If there's any other questions you want for him, he'll be willing to answer. But he kind of helps lead you guys back towards the little temple enclave.
What form of lightsaber combat would he have done back when he and Gil were still together? his comrades.
He is definitely a form. He's a mix. His two key forms that he uses are Form 5 Jimso and then 7 Juyo. So his forms both kind of makes use of his like strength. So he likes to kind of hit down hard, but he also likes kind of the quick slashes of Juyo too.
So kind of similar to Gil. Got it.
Oh yeah, pretty close to
Yeah.
Gills. Yeah. You see, he's got a pretty wicked-looking great sword, or a great saber on his side. You see, it's got like a little horn, like almost like a claw attached to the opposite side of it. And you see, it's got a little leathery style hilt on it as well.
I would make mention that Gil looks both very distraught at the moment, but also very held back.
And so you see, he kind of he looks back at you every now and then as he kind of goes through the forest, but he hasn't said much. You can just tell, you can feel through the forest both kind of confusion and anger still, especially every time he looks and sees kind of that Mandalorian armor and helm looking back at him. It kind of feels a little bit.
Yeah, actually, after Gil would have first saw him, I would say he would have taken off that helmet just to get a good look at his face.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, so you see him kind of just glancing back. You kind of feel that kind of anger's still in there, but he just kind of continues just plodding through the forest. Uh, after some time, you guys make it back to the temple. You see it's pretty much the same state you guys left it in. You see some of the younglings that you brought with you kind of being led in a class by one of the other knights. Just kind of a human knight just working with them on meditation. So you see them kind of all just sitting in the center of the compound, just kind of working on their breathing, and kind of you see them reciting the Jedi code, as well as letting them, it's kind of giving them the lesson to let go of the things they can't control, and that they, using the Force, they'll be able to kind of break the hold that the Talandatil have put on them. But you do see it is just the younglings. You don't see either of the two Padawans that you brought with you.
We don't see them.
Yeah, so not, at least not in that class. So it looks like these are just kind of more the younger ones. But after you guys walk back in, you do see kind of a pretty much after you get back, you see kind of Karaz kind of taps into his comlink, and you see Master Hadlar eventually appear. And he kind of comes and takes a look at the group. And everybody, give me a wisdom save as he kind of walks up. Nice. So you see him kind of look at Ping quizzically again. Just kind of just stares at him for a long time with his bandaged eyes, but shakes his head. But the rest of you guys, you see, kind of lands on you, and you kind of feel his force presence again, almost just kind of assessing you, and kind of seeing kind of how you developed since the trial. And you see, he kind of lands on Uul for a second, and just a little bit of kind of concern and sadness leaks through, and he kind of leans forward and almost not too quietly, but just almost in a softer tone, as if he's trying to kind of keep it somewhat private for Uul. He leans in and says, "Young one, are you well? Your presence in the forest before was shaded by hints of the dark side, but the trial, it also feels like it's almost just pushed you further in to the dark side's hold. Uh, are you quite well?"
I'll sit on it for a moment and look back and say, "Yes, master. Quite well indeed. I believe I I learned quite a bit on our trial there, and getting closer and closer to balance.
You see the concern's kind of still clearly evident on his face, but he goes, well, if there's ever anything I can do for you or guide you through the Force, please do not hesitate to call upon me. But he kind of moves on with his gaze, and he does look to Ren, and actually kind of a little surprised smile comes across his face, especially as he inspects the gem, and he goes, "I never would have thought it. A Mandalorian has been able to completely bond with the crystal. I truly would have thought you would have failed in your task, even with the saber prowess you've shown. Uh, well done. You're truly a credit."
Oh, we lost him. Hang on.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
But he's on
Alright.
borrowed technology, so I think he's having issues.
I have to say, out of character, the fact that I passed that wisdom check twice is just awesome.
Definitely works like
So
it's a
much.
character for Ping.
Very
He's like,
spot on.
I'm not letting that Force user learn anything about me.
He's just smiling.
Well, as you guys kind of go through, he inspects the rest of your all's crystals as well. He kind of gives another nod to Ping. Just still can't scrutinize him, but he can tell that you fully bonded with the crystal. And he goes, "Whatever your way is, the crystal seems to have matched you in it. This crystal will serve you well throughout your journeys."
Yeah, and Ping just kind of nods, go, just a simple old man.
You see him kind of just smile and says, "I'm sure you are. Uh, the force shrouds you in secrecy, but it must serve you well as well." And then he kind of pauses afterwards, and he looks at the rest of the group and asks, uh, "I feel you may have had a revelation through the Force. Have you discovered anything about those who hunt us while you were kind of journeying through the dark side?"
Regrettably, yes. And then just kind of spill beans on, what I learned.
You see him kind of nod and say, "I had not felt the fear, but I have felt the hunger. A couple of months ago, when they had the kind of joining upon Qatar, I felt that hunger when the rest of the council was erased. These are truly dark times, but it is good to put at least a presence to the other two, the pain and as well as fear. Uh, I'm glad the Force was able to reveal to you these secrets." This goes on a little bit. "Unfortunately, we do not have much that we can give you in your journey, but I fear the forces let me know that regardless of your backgrounds or your past, you will play a large role in shaping the galaxy, whether it be for good or for ill. But I do want to provide you the support of the Jedi." And he kind of starts walking back into the temple. "We would appreciate it if you would take one of our Padawans with you. We've got 3 that we believe may be able to aid you in your journey and help both shape them and provide them the knowledge of the real world, which they have not been able to see much of since we've hidden in the temple, as well as be able to help you find the balance of a learner from one that you will teach. If that is something that you may be agreeable to, I'd be happy to show you the 3 that we have available to help.
By now, Gil has his helmet back on, and he's looking pretty peeved, and he just crosses his arms and just says,
I'm willing to look at the Jedi for now, and I think it's better for me to hold my tongue. But guys, I want to talk to you later about all of what's happening here. If that's all right.
You see him kind of nod. It says, man, and you see him he almost hesitates to call you a Mandalorian, but he does. Well, Mandalorian, you do have strength in the Force, but if you decide to hold your tongue, that would be upon you.
Yeah, I think it would be. While Jedi are all about forgiveness and all that, I think it would be better for me not to even need to ask for it first. To the Padawans.
Perfect. Yeah. So you see him kind of lead you into a little bit of the area that before where Ren dueled the other Padawan. You do see kind of three young Padawans kind of standing in the center of the room. One is a Zabrakian Padawan. You see he's kind of got a vest on under his robes. He carries a double-bladed lightsaber. And you see he's probably about 18, 19, still kind of on the older end of a Padawan, but still fairly young. You see him kind of standing off to one of the sides, and I'm going to post a picture of him too. Uh, and you see the Master Hadlar gesture over to the left. This is Padawan Kaloren. He is a fine Jedi in his own right. Unfortunately, though, his master was killed in the Jedi Civil War, and we were able to rescue him during the sacking of the Coruscant Temple. But unfortunately, we have not had another master to help him gain the real world experience that he needs. He's an able fighter, but can be a bit hot-headed at times. You see him kind of gesture to the other side, kind of in the middle of the room. You see a kind of an Atolan. It looks to be a woman for those who are kind of familiar with Atolans. So she's got kind of real, like light, almost pale yellow skin with the kind of Natolan head tails. She also has just kind of a robe on. You see her practicing her forms. Looks to be pretty similar on that side. She's got a double-bladed lightsaber. You see her kind of just practicing the Sarosu form. You kind of see Hadlar gesture over to her, and he goes, "This is Elias Sovin. She is one of the most gifted Padawans I have come across in a long time. She truly minds the Force. She keeps her balance within it, and she is an astounding saberist as well. She can be prone to caution as well, being kind of see him pause a bit sanctimonious about the will of the Force and the path of the Jedi. But she has credit to her skill as well as her prowess. I believe she could be a good aid to you as you guys traverse the galaxy. And then you see him get to the last one, which is just a Bothan. So you see kind of a young Bothan male on the other side. He's just kind of got his legs crossed and meditating. And he says, "This is Esra Kavishin. He is a little bit newer to us. We found him during one of our supply runs, hiding out. He was a former Jedi, but he's been lost to us since the Jedi Civil Wars have taken place. From what I've seen of him, he is fairly adept at reading the flow of the Force, as well as just being able to read certain situations and kind of find the best place to insert himself to either help or break down whatever efforts he's going up against. He's a cunning one, but I believe he could be of use to you. Uh, Hadlar kind of pauses and says, either of these three would be acceptable for you to take with your journey. If you'd like to pose questions to them yourself, you are more than able to.
Fight to the death.
Fight to the
Whoever comes out alive, is who we choose.
So are these three that we brought here, or are these three completely different?
Oh, these are three completely different
Okay,
guys.
all right. So we're not getting the one that's still in rehab.
Hates our guts,
Yeah.
to put it lightly.
Yeah, those guys you probably need a little bit more time before they're probably ready to go back out in the galaxy.
Man.
He would look over at Gil and just be like, "You're the babysitter."
Ren's thinking. Mm. Let's see.
I just kind of step forward and give a nod to the Padawans and introduce myself, I guess. Hello, all. Ul Benden. It's a pleasure to possibly continue our journey with one of you. And I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Can I walk up to I have it here, to the middle one and just sort of like, I don't know. I want to look for like reactions here, see what they think of us.
All right. Yeah. So you walk up to Elias Sylvan, the Tolan. Give me an insight check. Anybody who wants to kind of check that insight can roll too.
Oh, lovely.
Uh,
My past couple of rolls, I've just been, not doing great.
So Ping's on the ball today. As you walk up, you see they kind of all have a little bit of a different reaction to the Mandalorian popping up. And actually, are you wearing your helmet or are you not helmetless right now?
Let's say I'm wearing it.
Okay.
Especially like if I wasn't already wearing it when I walked into the room, I would have put it on specifically to see like what they do.
Okay. So each of them have a little bit of a different reaction. So you see Elias, she seems to be like not unfazed. You see she's trying to project that Jedi calm, or Ping's able to notice. She's trying to project the Jedi calm. She doesn't really have a strong reaction either way to seeing the Mandalorian. Cal Oren, the Zabrakian, though, he looks to be a little put off. You see he's working to keep himself calm, but you can see he's a little offended. Not offended. He's just not happy to see a Mandalorian in his presence. Isara, the Bothan, he looks like more curious as he kind of gazes there. It looks like he's trying to figure out how this all shakes up for him.
Yeah, I'll do the same as Ul and sort of I'll give a bow and say, Morales Ren, at your service. I am eager to see how this goes. Former Mandalorian and current friend of Ul Benden.
You see, they all kind of nod to you. Elias does speak and says, "Well, you are most welcome. We've heard that you were the one that rescued the younglings. It is truly a pleasure to have you make your acquaintance."
Pleasure is all mine. and then she'll sort of step back and let other people do introductions or question or whatever.
So Ping is gonna. Is there like rocks on the ground? Like I'm kind of picturing a temple with kind of like a dirt floor.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Trees
There's
and
kind
stuff.
of dirt floor and kind of a rock scattered around.
Yeah, so I'll pick up with the force. I'll pick up 3 kind of smaller rocks and a little bit larger rock, not anything giant, but maybe the rock that you maybe throw. And I'll kind of start spinning them in the air, kind of rotating them. And I'll walk up and I'll say, a lot of people think that the force is about power. And I'll say anyone can throw a rock, and I'll take the bigger rock and throw it against the wall. And then when it clangs, I'll take the 3 smaller rocks and I'll rotate them at like a very specific, we'll say like a 27-degree angle. So it's spinning end over end. And I'll push the rock out to all 3 of them. And I'll say, the force is really about control. And then I'll say, keep the rock spinning. And then I'll let it spin for a little while, and then I'll let go and see if any of them catch the rock or can continue the spin.
Nice. All right, let me roll some die for them. So we're gonna have the Zabrakian go first. There's his block. Yeah, so you see the Zabrakian kind of reaches out his hand as you kind of pass off the rock to him. You see him, I'm not cocky, but he approaches it with a lot of confidence as he reaches out and tries to kind of grasp it. Let's have him make a force check. So he jumps up first and tries to grasp that. You see he does really well. So he kind of grabs it, keeps it spinning, and then you see he kind of almost goes to show off a little bit. It has to start spinning around his head, making different angles. It kind of has a little cocky smile on his face. It says, yes, for those who can feel the ways of the Force, it's not difficult to manipulate its eddies to do what you need to do.
I give him a nice head nod and kind of a gracious bow.
So you've got a smile, and he kind of continues to keep it spinning as the others go up. So yeah, you get to the Tolan. She kind of approaches it with a little more of an air of solemnity. I probably mispronounced that, but she kind of approaches it a little graver, but really focused, and tries her hand at keeping it up. But she fails that. So you see her kind of walk up and tries to kind of grasp it through the force, but was just a little too cautious with her grasp and just sets it like a drift. When she grasps it and takes it over from you, she kind of almost pops into it, and you see the rock kind of fling the other way. And you see her kind of bow and says, "My apologies," and kind of move back to the line.
Assuming that this is all kind of happening, at once, as Ping throws these, I want to react to her after the Bothan goes as well. Because I assume that, they're all kind of doing this, not waiting, because they're not going to stay suspended in the air.
Oh, definitely. They're kind of all at the same
Yeah.
time-ish.
Yeah.
And then the Bothan goes. Yeah, he kind of approaches with a look of kind of cautious cunning. He's trying to plot out the best way to do it, but he has kind of a similar thing. It looks like rather than kind of come in too cautiously, he kind of went for the wrong angle to keep it spinning. And kind of as he hits it with the force, it just kind of ricochets as well. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders and go, there is no try, but there is not always success. Next time I will do better. And kind of moves back in the line.
I'll grab both of the pebbles that have fallen now, raise them up, and tell them both, try again.
You see.
And I'm kind of looking for their reaction and how they, just how they approach it.
Perfect. Give me another insight check.
Oh.
Okay. You're able to get a small read on him. So as Elias kind of walks up, you see kind of nervousness or self-doubt almost, kind of in the back of her head as she walks up. You see Ezra just kind of really narrowing his eyes, almost trying to will himself to succeed. So she goes. So a little better, a little shaky as she's able to get it and kind of keep it spinning. It's not spinning the same way that Ping's was, or that the Zabrak was able to manipulate it, but she is able to keep it spinning this time. You see kind of a little bit of a relief fill her through the force as she's able to at least kind of keep it up and spinning. And yeah, same thing with Ezra, Asara. I mean, he grabs it. It's kind of is able to keep it spinning, but it's just not kind of at the same speed or angle that Ping was kind of asking for.
I'll call out again to them one more time. Is they're kind of wobbly holding this, and I'll say, very good. Try and steady. And so I basically want them to give one more attempt to.
Perfect. Let's see. Yeah, give me another insight check too as they go through it.
Another attempt for rule as well.
Oh my god.
That's better. One's better.
So, yeah, you get kind of.
Ping, try an insight check on that too.
Oh yeah,
as I'm
definitely.
stepping back to observe this. Get
out of here.
Nick is just reading people today. Since you guys will get kind of varying degrees to this, Ping, you will get it all. So you see, like Elias, she's kind of walking up, just really trying to keep herself focused. You could even, as you kind of look in, you see her just kind of you see her lips moving, and Ping and Gil, you guys are able to see that she's almost kind of muttering the Jedi code to herself, and just kind of hoping to kind of steady herself as she goes up for that second round. Sarah, as you see him walk up, you, especially Ping, you get a strong feel to the Force. He is looking kind of like, you see him kind of close his eyes for a second. You can feel him just kind of examining the waves of the Force, kind of looking where he can kind of best apply just about the least amount of effort through the Force to get the desired effect. So you just kind of feel him plotting, just strategizing as he kind of goes through and reaches out again. Perfect. So round 3 for these guys. So Elias first. You see as she kind of grasps it, just a little bit of the self-doubt becomes too much, and she tries to slow the spin, but it comes falling to the ground. Then Asara. You see this time his plan works. He finds Ping and Gil. You can kind of feel him just find that perfect spot in the foreside. He just reaches out with just a deft touch, gets it stable and spinning. He doesn't show off with it, but he kind of gets it into that same pattern that Zabrakian was able to as well.
Give a nod and just say, very well. It is. Regardless, especially in a situation like this, it's always important not to give up. You both have done well. Asara, you have shown precision with your abilities. Elias, you have showed that you can be determined and will still continue despite frustrations that come forward. I thank you both, and I'll kind of step back.
You see kind of Elias bow, kind of give a long, deep bow, and you see Ezra kind of bow as well, but you see kind of his eyes kind of just scanning you guys, kind of looking between the lot of you, trying to get a read on you.
Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just mentioning too that as they were kind of doing the whole thing, Cal is just kind of still has not a cocky smile, but definitely a smug smile as he kind of keeps his rock spinning the whole time.
Once everyone is done, just checking, is everyone done?
They would just step back a little bit and just kind of, just like I said, give another little head nod to the Zabrak and say, a lot of people think aggression means lack of control. and yet aggression and control just means confidence. And then kind of look at the third Jedi, the third Padawan, forgot his name, and I'll say, and yet sometimes it's not about the immediate, but the end game and the ability to improvise and improve. And then Ting will step back.
Alright, once everyone step back, Gil will, he'll step forward, crack his fingers,
Oh no.
crack his neck real fast, plop off his helmet to get a good look at everyone, and just start.
Alright, enough with these formalities. By the end of this, one of you is going to be calling me Uncle Gil, so let's get that out of the way. He, and he points to Ping, is probably the one who's going to be teaching you the most about the Force, and he's pretty good at it. Nice guy, in my opinion. I'm probably going to be the one helping you with your lightsaber combat, or more over just combat in general. All three of you, I want you to list off what forms you use and why you've chosen them, real fast.
Really fast.
Sweet. So you see the first one to step forward, you still got his smile on. Kaloren walks up. You see him kind of bring his double-bladed saber out and kind of give it a little bit of a spin. And as you see him spin it, you kind of almost see a little bit of his form come through. And he goes, I favor Ataru. I like to be quick. I like to be lethal. That is a form that kind of comes naturally to me. I've got rudimentary training in the others, but if I had to list the form that I was most adept with, it'd be the graceful Ataru.
Nice, quick, efficient, a bit tiring, but overall. I used to know someone who specialized in there. Story for another time. You, Nuddler.
She steps forward, and you see her kind of just, they all have double sabers, and you see her kind of ignite her blades and go, you see just kind of like the precise and accurate, kind of low energy movements of Sorosu, just kind of maximizing the defense and just kind of keeping everything close to the chest. And she nods and says, I have been trained in the arts of Sorosu. I've striven to be able to be a protector, and I found that form allows me to protect both myself and others from harm that maybe be sent our way.
Alright. I like the use of the double blades. Far more effective in very close, well, not close combat, more so in quicker combat, especially against multiple opponents. But seeing your previous performance, I'd say don't get too cautious with it. You still drain some energy while performing it, and time is often not as plentiful. You there, Balthan.
You see him walk forward as well, and he's rocking a double saber too. But you see him kind of ignite it, and you see got a little bit peculiar stance for for the double bladed. You see him kind of spinning it first, but then he kind of goes into a series of attacks, just kind of quick left to rights. This almost surgically precise. You see kind of kind of this Makashi style bleeding through. Not something you see too often with the double blades, but he's managed to make it work for him, using kind of his stabs and thrusts. Still keep that duelist style going, but he's using the almost other blade to cover him for almost any retreats or things that he goes through. And after a while, you see him kind of turn his blade off and nods and says, I favor Makashi, the duelist style. It has taken some time to adapt it to the double-bladed weapon, but it has worked for me so far.
Alright. Some people would call that a bastardization of the form. I call it creative, and the fact you've made it work so well, that tells me everything I need to know. Alright. So, tell me what you think about the Mandalorians. This will probably
gosh.
Considering we got two of them, one former, I'm currently not in the clan anymore, but still Mandalorian, nonetheless, I want the honest truth. Don't hold anything back. Actually, if you're gonna curse, hold some things back. But overall, don't hold anything back.
All right. Sweet. So you see a couple of them, like they actually all look a little bit uncomfortable now. You see, well, actually, two of them, Elias and Asara, look uncomfortable. You see the smug smile fall off of Cal's face. It looks like he's trying to go blink a little bit. And you see Elias is the first one to step forward. She says, kind of gives a little bit of the history of the Mandalorians. She goes, the Mandalorians were the ones who started the war. Unfortunately, many perished in the war and led to the conditions that made the Jedi Civil War possible. I've heard you all are great warrior people, and one of the few that are able to contend with Force users. But I've also heard that you can be a little bit antagonistic as well. And you see it kind of nod and kind of bow again and move back to the line.
You gave me a history lesson on the people I already know and the war I've been through. Okay, you there. What do you think?
Sara steps forward, and he goes, well, you're a warrior people. She's already mentioned that, though. You're cunning. You tried to take what you wanted, but you failed as well. You had your shot. You took your chance, but it didn't work out for you. It'll be interesting to see how history remembers you.
Sure, Blood. I like it. I like your view, too. Most of us don't see it as a failure. We got the fight we wanted. But overall, thank you. You there, Blinks there. If you need a minute, I can give you it. You don't need to tell me if you don't want to. I recognize that kind of look.
Everybody give me an insight check. So Gil, you are able to read. It looks like he is. You kind of get a little whiff of the forces from him. It looks like he's trying to do his best to kind of maintain his calm. You kind of feel him reaching out to just kind of the force and just kind of asking for patience. And he goes, well, as Asada mentioned, you lost the war. You overreached and you brought death to the galaxy. I see you all as failures, if I'm being completely honest. Not even good ones at that.
A bit aggressive for a Jedi. But it's understandable. I'm sorry.
You see him nod, look at you and says, I lost many masters who taught at the temple perished during that war, and many more in the civil war that had opened up. I apologize if I've offended you.
No worry. Now that this Mandalorian's done talking, though. Ren, get out of here.
Okay. Ren will walk up again and this time take her helmet off, and will say, well, I am not as. I'll be upfront and say that I'm not as say connected to the Force as some of my my fellow members, but I am interested. So, each of you, can you tell me about a time that you've failed and what your reaction was to it?
It's a job interview.
Yes,
it is actually. I guess it is.
Yeah.
It is.
What are your greatest strengths and what are your greatest weaknesses?
So you see Elias step forward kind of first, and she looks very determined. She goes, my connection to the Force has always been an interesting one. I can understand it very well, but as you saw earlier with kind of controlling the rock, sometimes under pressure, I do fail. But I've been working with Master Hadlaw, and I've gained much deeper control of the Force. And I believe with more understanding and more tutelage, I will be able to continue building off of my failures until I become a true knight and eventually a master within it.
See, very good.
You see Asada kind of steps forward a little bit hesitantly this time, and he nods and says, well, my greatest failure, unfortunately, was during the end of the Jedi Civil War. My master and I were trying to scope out a base where we believe the Sith were hiding out. We were able to get in and infiltrate, but you see, I've got to hang his head. I made too much noise, and they caught on to us. And they began to chase us with their troopers and the Sith themselves. And unfortunately, my master had to sacrifice himself to help get me away. I tried to fight alongside him, but I just did not have the training at the moment. And fortunately, he was able to save me, but his life ended that day.
See, a valiant thing to admit. And I'll turn to the last one.
So you see him, he looks kind of like, well, I have been blessed by the Force. I haven't had many true failures, but I have experienced some setbacks, shall we say. He goes he kind of brings his saber out again. The first time I tried to build a saber, I pushed too hard upon the crystal when I was calling upon the Force to assemble it, and I accidentally crushed it as I was putting it in. But I was able to resolve that, find a new crystal, and properly use the Force and apply the right amount of pressure as I was assembling everything into the saber.
I see. Thank you. And then I'll step back.
So you see kind of Master Hadlar kind of looking and nodding as they go through. He kind of waves over to you. Oh, actually, is there anything else you guys want to ask the Padawans?
I'm all good.
Gil's gonna take one more look at all of them and just kind of look at them all for a moment and just ask,
All right. How do you guys feel about attachment?
I see. Easy ones. We're going with more low balls here, huh?
Well, you see, Elias is the first one to speak up. She goes, she kind of looks at Master Hadlar and smiles and goes, well, the Jedi teach that attachment is not something that we are able to do. With our connection to the Force, we must be sure that we remain in the light.
Boring, got it. You.
what's the bottom?
Yikes.
So you see her kind of hang her head down, and Master Hadlar does give her a bit of a smile, though. You see this Brachian walk up, and he goes, attachment is to be avoided, as they said, but I have found that there can be some opportunity for attachment to help feel your connection to the Force while remaining in the light side. You just have to manage your passion and make sure that you keep yourself centered within the Force.
Smart. Very smart.
Did you see Asada kind of look? He kind of looks to Hadlar as well, but he kind of shakes his head a bit, and he goes, "I often feel the Jedi put too much thought on attachment. I feel the Sith go too far with it, but I feel having something worth fighting for, something worth risking your life, can give you the edge you need to succeed."
This man right here. Well, not fully a man, but him right there. Give him a ribbon. Give him something. For the love of God, for love of the Force, give him something.
So you see Hadlar just kind of shaking his head, and he looks back to the rest of you guys. Well, if you all do not have any other questions for the Padawans, I will bring you to the other rooms to make your own deliberations.
All right. Yeah. I'm all ready to deliberate.
Perfect. So he kind of leads you into a little chamber off kind of the side. And he kind of gives you guys a nod and then heads outside himself. So you have a little bit of privacy to both make your deliberations and discuss anything you need to.
Ren will just sort of walk in and say, "Well, I have my choice. What do you all think?"
I have one we can rule out immediately, but I feel like you guys won't agree with me.
I feel like I will directly disagree with you.
I don't
You
think
just
we
do
should.
a straight swap. Each
I
of
don't-
them have something to offer, I think, and each of them have plenty to learn.
I would agree with that.
Is my input that we choose the one that best complements the rest of us?
Ping kind of nods, and Ping would say, kind of starting up from the top, he'd say, Cal. He's aggressive, naturally talented, good control of the force, but arrogant. And young Padawans who are arrogant die in the battlefield. And then he would say, Elias, she's cautious. Cautious will keep her alive, but you cannot defend people unless you're willing to put yourself between them. I'll say, she'll survive the battlefield, but she'll be the only one left. And then I'll say, Asara, slow learner, maybe definitely not as naturally gifted as the other two, but determined, observant. I think he's got potential.
I personally would like to rule out Cal. He.
Oh, then that wasn't
Oh,
the one I was
wow.
gonna. Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, no. Yeah.
You gotta think about this a bit more than ourselves. We need to pick someone who needs to grow. Cal, he can grow, but he's well off here. I saw the look in his eyes. He's seen battle before. He's not gonna get himself killed. He's not willing to say it, but I know when you're stuck in the memory. He's, like I said, talented, good with the force, good with the saber, and I think he's experienced enough that he can turn out to be a fine knight, maybe even master one day without us. The one I say needs us most, though, is Ellis. While she's cautious, she doesn't think for herself. She's clearly not been out at all, and I feel like she can anchor us a bit more. I feel we're going down. I don't want to sound like a Jedi. I don't like them. They don't really care about you. They more care about the Force, but like, we're kind of slipping down a dark slope here and having at least something to keep us in check. Because I'll be honest, I'm not that. I don't think really any of us, except debatably Ping is, and I think she could do us as much good as we can do her. Finally, Eskar. Well, like being said, he's determined. He turned Makazashi into something beautiful. Watching his moves like that, I'd be more than willing to accept him on the team, though I do think we'll have to be patient. Maybe more so than with the Nodland.
Gil, it is seldom that I would say this to you, but I am in total agreement. Elias was my first pick. I think that the others have almost too much experience for them to be what I would consider to work well with our group. I think that it needs to be a take and a give, and I think that Elias will provide that for us. You know, I should also note I liked her sense of hope. I think that was unique, at least in this group of people, and no. Anyone else?
I echo all of that. Ren and Gil. I think Elias has, as Ren said, the most to offer, and we have the most to offer her. And if we're just looking for somebody to join up, to go along with whatever our destiny is and takes us, then obviously a Padawan is not what we're looking for. But it seems that we're all up for this challenge of bringing somebody up to their full abilities, to what they can be. And I think she's I agree. I think she's the best candidate. Ping, do you have say over one specifically over the other?
Yeah, kind of Ping nods his head. Says, I once heard that Mandalorians never thought, but these two seem to have actually a good idea. And that's saying something for the big guy. And you've won me over.
You know I
Mandalorian
was a
and
military leader at one point.
Mandalorian and heritage only.
Ow. Before we go out and say who am I going with, though, I want to get one thing clear. How you treat the Padawan is up to you. But to be honest, if not for my own master, Lauren, I probably with how he treated me, if I was underneath anyone else, I'd probably be dead in a ditch somewhere in Korriban. I'm gonna treat the Padawan like family.
Yeah.
Not just like some student or some distant thing you're going to throw into the galaxy one day underneath some council of old farts. I'm just gonna try and do my best, as grating to some as that may be.
I would agree with that. I have not yet mastered that lack of attachment. I think that in some cases, such as Padawans, that might be a blessing more than a curse.
Ping kind of Ping doesn't talk much, but he kind of leans up against the wall there and kind of shakes his head and said, I once heard a story that Revan once suggested that you can use love to power the light side, just as you could use fear to power the dark side. He was a very powerful Jedi, and yet it didn't go so well for him. And then he just kind of shrugged his shoulders.
The Force is the Force. Screw the light and dark. That's just how you use it or how strong it is in some places. Force is Force.
Is the four-armed Mandalorian Jedi.
Just kind of under my breath, Uwal in response say, "Yeah, now you're getting it."
There is a reason that the crystal that chose me was yellow, I suppose.
Ping just kind of shrugs. All right, should we let him know? And then with that, he'll kind of start to get up and go towards the doorway.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, so you guys come back into the main temple room. You see the three Padawans kind of all kneeling and just kind of some Elias meditating. You see Asara has his eyes open, kind of watching you guys as you come in. And you see that the other one, the Zabrak, is kind of pacing a little bit as you guys come into the room. And then they kind of all look up to you, and Master Hadlar asks, "Have you made your choice?"
I believe we have.
You see him kind of gesture towards the Padawans.
Does anyone want to take this one?
Ul will step forward, and young Cal, you displayed wonderful capabilities with the Force, wonderful grasp of that right away. But do not let that get in the way of an openness to learn more. Asara, you were determined to show what you've learned so far, and you were very successful. But also make sure that you don't set yourself short in what you can accomplish. Elias, do not be too cautious. No need. Make sure that you put forth your full effort. Your determination shown through maybe the most, as you struggled the most. And there's a lot of value in that as well. Turn to Master Hadler and say, we feel that all of you would have plenty to offer, but the most that we would be able to offer to each other would be to Elias.
So you see Master Hadlar smile as well as Elias. She kind of sees, like, first time, like, her caution kind of evaporates a little bit. You see kind of real happy look in her eyes. Cal looks surprised and a slight bit insulted, but he kind of lets it go. And Asara just kind of seems like he's still kind of watching you guys, a little deflated, but he hasn't really made much of an outward expression of it.
As that happens, Gil's gonna run up and give a big hug to Elias, possibly even pick her up off the ground.
Come here. Here.
I'll
experience
speak to
this
the
a
other
lot.
two while this is going on. I'll address the other two and say, this is not a determination of your lack of abilities. You both show immense promise. How you react to this situation will definitely outline your path going forward. But we all have faith that you will achieve great things.
You see, Elias just kind of like still happy but a little uncomfortable as the Mandalorian spins her around. She goes, "Thank you, Gil." The other two, you see Cal kind of stiffly bows and then kind of walks off. And then you see Asada kind of look at you guys and say, "Well, may the Force be with you. May the Force be with you in your journeys." And he kind of gives you a bow, and he kind of stays in the room, but he kind of moves off towards Hadlar.
And with you. Yeah.
So you guys have a new Padawan with the group, so she'll be joining you guys. It'll be a little sidekick that will follow you guys around during your adventures and battles.
So
You said she's level lower than us, or 2 levels lower?
2 levels lower than you guys. And she and we'll add it in too, because I'm gonna give her the Sorosu form for free too, so she'll know that form.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Perfect. I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta grab a water and
Yeah,
my charger.
actually, sounds good. So
I'll be right back.
And grab me some water too.
Well, I'm gonna go get me a beer. Right. Welcome back.
What are you drinking?
I got another Oberon.
Nice.
Got my Lions koozie there.
Perfect. All right, is everybody back?
Think so?
Not sure if Ren and Gil are back.
I'm here.
Yo.
Perfect. Yeah, so you see afterwards, after you guys kind of go through and make your choice, Elias kind of walks up and kind of gives you guys kind of a deep bow and says, I'm truly grateful for you guys choosing me to accompany you. I promise I will learn as much as I can and make sure that I am of use to you in the field and help you in any way that I can as we go through our journey and hopefully restore the Jedi and bring balance back to the Force.
Ping is gonna pick up another small rock
Oh gosh.
and toss it to her and say, "You'll practice every day."
You see her kind of grab the rock and says, I will. Every morning I will wake up and perform the drill, and you'll see it soon. I will be able to do it as well as you.
Gil is like further in the back. He's holding a scattergun, debating whether or not he should toss it to her. Like, too soon. Too soon. Slowly draws it back.
He's just shaking his head.
Perfect. So she kind of enjoyed. You see her kind of run off and go to pack her things, and then Master Hadlar kind of walks over and says, "Well, I am trusting her to you. You all are not all Jedi," and he looks over to Ul, and we'll say Nora's here right now too. And some that are Jedi have lost their path, but I've often heard that a learner can teach as much to the teacher as they learn. So I am hoping that Elias will both benefit you, but will bring you back to the path that you need to be on. But please keep her safe. Where there's too many, or there's too few Jedi left in the galaxy, we cannot afford to lose any more. And you kind of see him kind of take a deep breath, and he looks back to you guys. Where will you head next?
Tatooine's nice this time of year. Yeah, what's on our agenda?
I gotta look back over the channel.
Let's leave that for a private discussion. And I don't know if you've picked up a certain signal, but we're going to need to talk about that. But first, I think I was promised a match here.
You were, alright. So
You can't give one Mandalorian something and not expect the other one to want it too.
So you see him promise a match. You see Kraz kind of enter the room and look like exceedingly not happy but pleased with that situation. You see him just kind of drawing his great saber. It says, I could teach you the ways again. And you kind of ask, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do like the Padawans, where they do a tap and they call it a point, or do you want to go at it?
First, I'd like some of the Jedi's to patch me up. Second, the only thing I want to do like the Padawans is using those training sabers. It's been a long time since I've broken one of those. Ah, I remember the old days. What's my record? 3 in 1 bout?
You see him kind of smiles and says, yeah, Mandalorian always had to replace those anytime you came up to spar. You probably drove the Jedi poor having to get new sabers for you.
I tried my best fixing them. But I tried my best.
Perfect. Well, let me throw up. Let me see. I got a little map, I think. So you see, you got a little arena on the temple floor. And you see the Karez out there with a little training saber. It's out of game. You could do the kind of the dueling rules that we used last time, or if you guys wanted to have a little bit of a real fight for it, we could do a quick real fight for it too.
I think the real fight would fit Gil and his like motor right now a lot more. Would Gil have been healed by the Jedi?
Oh yeah, they'll definitely. I gotta give you some med packs and healing to get you back up to full health.
Got it. What kind of training sabers will they give to us? What is there like options like Shoto sabers and regular ones? Or...
Oh, definitely. They've got a pretty wide array. So you see, he picks up kind of he reclips his regular saber to his belt, but then picks up one of the bigger, heavy great sabers. But they also have like just regular sabers, light foils, Shotos, pretty much everything in between.
In that case, Gil is going to grab a wide variety then. In one hand, he's going to have a training foil, and the other one, a training shoto, and then the last one, a regular training saber. And the last hand is going to be free.
All right. You see him kind of give you a look, just because you got 4 arms doesn't need you need 3 weapons, but it'd be fun schooling you.
I would have picked up 4, but this left arm of mine's been bugging me lately. Only good for shooting nowadays.
He says, using a blaster. You spent too much time with those Mandalorians, lost that. But perfect, let me get the thing up. It will have a little quick bout between Karaz and Gil. All right, so roll me initiative, Gil.
Here we go. Oh, he goes first.
Perfect. And with the rest of you guys, actually, everybody roll me initiative too, so everybody else can kind of get, depending on if your character wants to cheer in or try to give any insight to Gil, you guys may be able to help him out a little bit in the fight, if you'd like to. That is everybody. So you see him kind of just grab his great saber and say, I'm glad I spared you, but it's gonna be good pounding your head in a bit. Hopefully I'll knock some sense into it. Running around in Mandalorian armor. You see him kind of dash or run forward, kind of hefting that saber up. He is going to crash down upon you with a couple of blows. Actually, hold on a second. Let me put in. And so you see him kind of dashing forward, just kind of whipping the saber around. You see him kind of going right into Jim So. He's got a pretty strong underhanded attack or overhand attack. You see him just kind of lash out with his full weight behind it.
Gil's glad to see it.
All right, so he lashes out that first attack. That will hit, and then he kind of follows it up with a kind of a low sweep as well, and that'll hit too. So you see him kind of just clash in. You feel the burn, but you kind of feel the reminiscent kind of sting of a training saber as he kind of quickly leaps in and just kind of bashes high and then kind of swipes low. And he goes, yeah, still haven't learned to bob and weave, have you?
Gil cracks his neck and just goes,
I prefer to go more Sarisu style. Take it in stride.
Perfect. So Ping and the rest of you guys, so you can try to do things like cheer him on or give him some added benefits. I'll kind of hear your pitch. There'll be a little bit of a skill roll, and depending on how you do it, he may get like either advantage or some bonuses to his hit or damage. It's kind of depending on what you pitch for it.
Yeah, so Ping's gonna be not helpful at all. He's just gonna make like sarcastic comments, and for after seeing him get cracked twice, he's gonna be like, "You're supposed to dodge."
So you see, because Master had Lars watching, and despite himself, he kind of chuckles at that.
Gil enjoys the heckling.
Alright, Gil, you're up.
He's going to let the force just flow through him and go into his normal, like, combative stance. A big old mix of a wide variety of forms, as he's just gonna start laying into him. He is going to, seeing how skilled he is not really going to put up too much of a AC-based defense, going straight for that reckless attack, two-handing that training saber and going for it. 14.
Yeah, you see him dodge aside, kind of smile as he looks at you.
8.
So you see him kind of dodge both attacks, and his tail kind of thumps with glee, and he goes, Lorian would be disappointed, Gil.
I'm a little disappointed. Remember these things being heavier.
Red, you are up if there's anything you'd want to do to help out Gil here.
Yeah, Ren sure thought long and hard about it, but ultimately she's gonna at least give a little bit of encouragement. Just say, Gil, I know we haven't seen eye to eye always, but at least you're not this guy.
Give me what would that be? Give me a persuasion roll on that one.
Okay, this ain't gonna be good, but we're gonna. Yeah.
He's right there!
So Gil gets some good words of encouragement, but unfortunately not enough to give him an edge. All right, you help it out or anything you want to help with this?
I'm gonna turn to Elisa and loudly, so everyone can hear, say, "This is a good example of what not to do."
You see her kind of nod eagerly and go, yes, Master, I will take note of this. And you see her kind of almost like just kind of she's gazing intently at the fight. All right, and you see Karaz back up. He's got a brandishing his great. Oh, did you rage or did you just are you not raging?
He is raging.
He's raging, okay. And he is going to kind of pick up the great saber and say, come on, you're embarrassing our master. You need to put a little more effort in. As he hefts the great saber again and strikes low.
And that'll hit.
That'll hit too. All right, so he slashes in. The first one does actually neither one do too much. Gil is kind of in his rage zone, focused, and he kind of feels that energy just bleeding off of him.
Some horrible damage rolls.
Yeah, those are both pretty rough.
Nat ones almost.
Yeah,
Not
3
great.
nat ones, 3 and a 2 and a 2. All right, Ping, you are up again.
Yeah, so Ping this time is gonna be like, he's gonna try to help out. He's gonna be like, hey over there, Uncle Gil. You're embarrassing yourself in front of the new Padawan. At least hit the guy.
Gil just kind of looks at you, and you can tell that's actually his feelings are starting to get hurt between all of this.
Pig, give me either a persuasion or performance, your choice. Nice. All right. So while Ping's words may have hurt, Gil, you will have advantage on your next attacks.
All right. As he's told that, he kind of snaps back into it, and he's going to go for more of a dim show style here with the training foil.
Okay.
2 of these. 1, 2.
Both will hit.
All right. That is going off of dexterity, sadly, so it does not get the bonus of rage. And then finally, he's going to go in for a quick jab, kind of doing what he's seen will do a little bit, with a reverse grip Shoto.
Do you have a dual weapon fighting?
No, so that doesn't add my dexterity to it.
Oh, because there's a light foil. Did you do a D8 for the light foil?
It's a D6. Oh wait, light foil is a D8.
It is, but it's not light, surprisingly. So you wouldn't be able to two weapon fight with it.
Oh wait, I thought only the offhand needed it to be light.
Oh, I think both have to be light until you get the dual weapon mastery.
I thought that was just double weapon fighting.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure you had to have both, but I can pull that up real quick.
You know, in traditional
They
fighting,
could have
you
changed
both
it
weapons.
recently.
Yeah, because I think at a theory level it's a D6 until you get the mastery, and then it becomes a D8. So I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah,
You
it
do
has
have
to
to
be
hit
light
them.
for both of them.
Ah, dang, they did change it. In that case, he doesn't get the shoulder hit. Dang.
You got some good damage on him though. So as you cut into him, he's not bloodied yet, but he's definitely close and he's hurt. Oh, and you got advantage too, so they can roll those twice, see if you crit.
Oh, dang. Ah.
No crits, unfortunately. Yeah, you did cut him into him pretty well. All right, Ren. Any words of encouragement or any kind of strategies for Gil?
I think I'll just sort of echo my last stuff. I'll just say, half-heartedly, like, you got this, Gil. Come on, bring it home.
All right. Give me another persuasion roll.
Okay, it's not gonna be great, which is also why I did it half-heartedly.
That's why it'll fit. So a little bit better. So Gil, you can add a +1 to your next damage roll.
Woo.
All right, Ooh, you're up.
I'll turn gears a little bit this time, still kind of addressing the Padawan, and say that, as we told you earlier, we admired your persistence and not giving up. If there's any one of us, Gil will be that one to exemplify that, and it'll be good to follow his example in that regard.
Nice. Actual compliment from Wolf for Gil. Give me a, what would that be? Yeah, give me just a straight, give me a straight charisma or check on that one. See if, so the Padawan nods attentively. She loves the lesson on that side, but not doing too much for Gil up there in the ring.
Gil is utterly shocked that he got a compliment, more surprised than anything.
And then Karaz is up. So you see him kind of clutching his arm a little bit and says, all right, you still got it. And then he slashes down with his great saber twice. Oof. All right.
Both of those will hit.
So you see him crash down. Fortunately, you got your rage protecting you. That'll be 6 and 7, so 13 damage altogether. And you see him just kind of have to. It's been a while since I had a good saber fight. That's still not super happy to see you, but I needed this.
Gil nods to him, just like, I, for one, am happy to see you.
Big, any words of encouragement from, or any strategies for Gil?
Yeah, so Ping is even surprised at himself that he's cheering for the big guy. He's not normally attached, but something about Gil just kind of makes him want to cheer him on. And he'll kind of express that, and he'll say, "Come on, big guy, finish him off. He's got he's exposed."
You can do it, shooter. Happy shooter's gonna choke.
Give me a persuasion roll. Nice at killing this. Oh, yeah, you got plus 11. I was like,
Pretty good at it.
That's sweet. So yeah, you give him another advantage again on each of his strikes. And Gil, you are up.
Alright, with this one, he's going to be moving a little bit. For the first strike, he's going to be striking lower towards the legs.
Okay.
Still with his light foil.
Nice, that'll hit.
And with the other strike, he's going to be going for kind of the behind the shoulder, kind of. Getting right in there, almost in the armpit.
Nice.
And then finally, for his bonus action, he's going to do a bit of a not cartwheel, just kind of a roll off of his back and stomp on the ground almost on his feet with way of the flying off. That'll be just a flat 2 damage there, making sure not to get out of his range.
Nice. How do you take him down?
So
go.
as he's sweeping the legs to finally take him down, he's going to go in for a massive hug and just get on his knees and hold him for just a solid minute.
Alright, so you see him kind of crumple to the ground. It's he kind of a little stunned for the first few seconds, and he kind of comes to, and he goes, "All right, good fight. You're not as sloppy as I thought you were."
I've missed you.
He goes, "All right, let me go. It's good to see you. It's fine. It's good to see you. Is that good enough? I'm glad you're not dead."
There we go. There we go.
As he'll reluctantly let go and kind of just stretch his legs.
Glad to see you're still practicing the same form. I was scared for a moment you would have went to the man. Oh, I would have been disappointed if you did.
It's not my form. I like to hit things hard or hit things fast. Those are my 2 speeds. Yeah. Well, he's like, gives you a little bit of a nod, says, "Well, I'm going to be here with the younglings, but if you do find Master Lorian, help him out. I've been having a little nagging feeling to the Force that things are not going well for him on Dathomir. They've kept him alive, but I'm not sure what they're doing with him. I just feel darkness each time I reach out."
Isn't that place where they have those, like, rancors?
You see him kind of shrug. I've never been.
So,
And he'll just kind of walk off the stage, and he's going to go to each individual member of the party who cheered him on, especially Ping, and pick him up with each one arm and bring them all into one final group hug, including the Padawan.
Nice.
thanks for believing in me. Means a lot.
Of course, big guy. No worries. We got each other's backs.
And Ping just kind of mutters under his breath, "Just when I was starting to like you."
Perfect. Yeah, so you guys are able to afterwards, if you need to. Actually, you probably would want to. You can either sleep on the ship here, or you guys can kind of sleep or sleep on Yavin here, or sleep on the ship. And get a good long rest in.
Yeah. Did we? I don't know how the lightsaber thing is working. Are we just saying we got this?
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah,
Okay, cool.
actually, yeah, that was a good point. So after you guys kind of get
I was
back,
like-
you're settled from the fight and choosing your Padawan. Master Hadlar, kind of at the end of near the end of the night, we'll kind of take each of you guys and kind of walk you through how to either for those who already have a saber, kind of attune or get the crystal into the saber and make it kind of attuned with all the mechanical components. But for those who didn't have a saber before, like Ren, he'll kind of lead you through the whole saber making process. He'll help you find the electronical components, and then he'll kind of leave you with the instructions and have you meditate throughout the night on assembling it and getting everything kind of formed and functioned to be able to have a working saber for you.
Yeah, awesome.
Gil's not gonna do that.
Nice.
Is Gil gonna keep his crystal?
Actually, first chance he gets to find Corin after that big fight, he's gonna go off to him.
He throws it away.
The angry boy, the angry Padawan, with the Talandatil.
Yeah, you see, pretty much after you leave, there's another Jedi Knight, kind of a middle-aged human, about 40s or 50s, and he's kind of sitting both with Corin, and I'm blanking on her name right now, but the girl, and you see him kind of leading them through meditation exercises. Corin still looks to be fairly angry throughout this. Asheen, that was her name. So Corin Asheen. Sheen seems to be kind of finally letting her guard down. You can see she finally seems like relaxed now that she's with the masters. Just kind of just breathing in and out as they're leading through the meditation.
One. So as he gets in there, he'll look to the knight and kind of just mutter to him,
Hey, can I talk to Corin real fast?
You see the knight kind of give a nod and kind of waves to Sheen and leads her outside.
Hey,
You see, kind of he looks. Oh, go ahead.
how you do? Still angry?
You see him kind of just grunt to go. I just asked you guys to take me back to the Talandatil. I'm gonna deal with all the Jedi and their nonsense now.
Yeah, it sucks, but going back to a drug addiction isn't much better. Actually, I'd say it's equally worse. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I'm probably not the right guy to really talk to you to help you work out all
and he gestures to all of him.
this. But,
He'll crouch down to kind of be level with him.
I know that it's not easy with the Jedi and everything. How the galaxy's becoming, how they see Force users. And I know you probably don't care much about me, despite my attempts at kind of parlay, getting you to go get ice cream and drinks, sometimes forcibly. But I wanted to give you something before I went. It's not mine, to be blunt. It wasn't meant for me. But it's got a bit of me in there. And I think the color's kind of perfect for you. I see in your future. Not like a Jedi, more like my own prediction. But I see you kind of working with all aspects of the Force.
And he'll kind of open up his palm and drop in the crystal.
You see, actually, give me a persuasion check with advantage.
All right.
Nice. So you see, kind of as you were speaking, kind of initially a little bit of the anger that you've seen from him kind of flare up, but as you drop the crystal in his hand, you see both surprise as well as a little bit of shock, or a little bit of kind of like contentment. And he actually looks up. It gives you a small smile and gets a little like a little light tap on your shoulder. He says, "Thank you. I haven't had a crystal since the slavers took mine. This build a fine lightsaber. You know, kind of sucks still, but don't die out there.
Between you and me, it's not to say I'm fairly certain this is probably the last time we'll see each other.
And he'll give a heavy pat on the shoulder.
I hope I gave you some good memories of me.
You see him nod and say, kind of look around for the other Jedi and said, that time you gave the kid the sniper rifle and he blew off the guy's face. That was pretty sweet.
Oh man, Tori's face during that. I don't think that was the dark side. I just think that was pure enjoyment. I'll see you later. Well, goodbye, Corin.
You see him kind of look and say, goodbye, Gil.
And he'll go back to the group.
Perfect. So what are you guys thinking next?
Does anyone have a specific inkling as to what they want to do? I was just checking the HoloNet.
What's all on the list again? I know Merc, I think, is on there.
Yeah, so
else
there's
got added?
There's the Senate vote to.
Oh, sorry, the news things. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Senate preparing to vote on bill to outlaw Force users.
I did mail-in ballot for that, so.
Yeah. There's a Mandalorian resurgence, and then the remnants of the Sith Empire invade Haps.
Yeah, so I think Ping would be hesitant to return to the core worlds.
That's
I'm
fair.
not sure what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Is that an internal thing or is something for else?
As a like that would be a character thing. You probably wouldn't. But I mean, if you guys wanted to, we could do that. And I'll leave the Mandalorian stuff to the two Mandalorians that had input on that.
I mean, to be clear, Ren wouldn't want to do it, but I want to for purposes of seeing what happens.
Definitely fair. Yeah, so you guys do have those 5. So the 3 in the HoloNet, and then the 2 you had covered before with Dathomir and Burke.
Yeah, Dathomir's come up twice now, so that might be an interesting place to go.
You're a DM, Keith. You know that you can say something 1,000 times in a session and players won't pick up on it.
That's true.
Figured I'd throw
You
it
guys
out
really should go see this person. I mean, you just probably should. No, we don't. Maybe. So if it makes sense, kind of jump ahead to get onto the ship. Haven't left anywhere yet, but maybe kind of bring Elisa up to speed. Give her some, briefings on what's going on and whatnot, and maybe get some initial thoughts from her.
She listens very intently as you guys go through the different briefings from the things you found in the HoloNet, as well as just some of your missions in the past. And you see her kind of frowning, and you see kind of 2 options. She's kind of torn between. You see her nod and say, "Well, the Republic and the Jedi have long been allies. I would hate to see our image be torn apart." And she kind of looks a little hesitant and then looks at you guys and says, the HoloNet video of you guys rampaging through his compound isn't really playing well. I know there's a different side of the story for you guys, but he's spun this to great acclaim, and he's got a lot of the people riled up about the damage that Force users, Jedi and Sith alike, can do. And I am very proud with our reputation. I would hate to see it torn apart. But I'm also concerned about what is going on Dathomir. Kraz has often spoke of his master Lorian, and if they have truly found a holocron of Revan as a Sith, there's many dark secrets we do not want to be unleashed upon the galaxy. You kind of see her nod too, and one thing she adds as well. We've also been hearing of many pirates lately within kind of the system around Dothamir as well, attacking different ships and just kind of stealing resources. Some claim they are force users, but uh, we have not been able to narrow that down.
That is somewhat on the way to if we go anywhere else.
Yeah, you got Dathamir's actually surprisingly close to Yavin. I didn't realize that till yesterday when I was looking at the map. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's surprising.
Oh yeah, that's the closest place to us right now.
But Merc isn't too far away, and Coruscant's luckily like right along the main trade routes too. So to get to Dathomir, it takes about 3 days. Merc 4 days, and then about probably about a week to get to Coruscant.
Yeah.
My old master, Lauren, he's on Dathomir right now. No, I'll flat out say it. I'm scared to see him again. After he left the war, that's when
He gestures to his armor.
this all happened. I'd more like to finish off what we started with at Senator first. But you guys want to go to Dathomir, take out some pirates, ride some Rancors, fight whatever's on there. I don't know that planet. Maybe find an old friend of mine. I'm all up for it.
And just says, "Have you ever seen a Rancor? You want to ride it?" Shakes his head.
Actually, Rancors are they're actually rideable. I'm more attributed to Grottles back on Dathomir. I've heard they're basically like Rancors are just like hairless Grottles with bigger teeth.
And everybody remembers the time that Gil tried to ride Jeremy.
Yeah.
For those new to the show, Jeremy was a acolyte.
And the party tried to use to sneak into a Hutt's mansion, which was kind of a good plan, but they tried to ride and then set free as they were fighting the Hutt. They kind of had a little bit of a rampage.
Just kind of chime in and say that a couple of our existing to-dos, I feel that Merc is definitely going to be a strong challenge, even for us. We should approach that cautiously when we feel we're for sure ready with that. But I feel that heading to Dathomir could be logical in our next order of events, and if anything, allow our Padawan her first chance to step outside her comfort zone.
Out of character, what was the original mission for Dathomir? Wasn't it? It was one of the original 3 we had, right?
It is. So you, Kato, the guy that you initially found dead to start the game off, had found that Revan's holocron had been uncovered by someone that's been kind of residing on Dathomir.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Do you know any other details, or is it basically that vague?
Those are the main details you've uncovered. You have heard that you feel pretty confident from what you've heard from Kato's research that the Night Sisters were also kind of involved with the holocron, but you're not really sure exactly who's in possession of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna pose a question real fast.
What's a Night Sister?
Everybody roll me a lore check on that.
Appreciate my 6 saber.
Accurate.
That's a pretty sweet saber, man.
Big 7.
Yeah, so Ool, is that everybody? So Ool will be familiar with this. Probably come across.
And
it,
we've got
kind
some
of
amazing lore modifiers.
Man, I at least have a +3,
Yeah.
but whew.
You guys aren't the most studied bunch. This is one of the few lessons Ool paid attention to in the academy. But the Night Sisters, on Dathomir, there's kind of two factions. The Witches of Dathomir, who are kind of like they're the force users on the planet. They're all pretty much all of the planet's force users on Dathomir are generally women, and they're kind of just little force users on there. They kind of do their own thing, but they kind of hold to their own balance. But the ones on the other side who follow more closely to the we call the dark side, though it's a little different than the path the Sith follow, are the Night Sisters. They're kind of a powerful force, active force users. They don't really interact too much with the galaxy, or they hadn't in the past, but they have used some of the recent chaos and uprisings to try to bring themselves a little bit more into the forefront.
Mm.
Witches, pirates, rancors, and whatever else is on there. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble believing this place is real. Are you sure? Are you sure this isn't like so? I've heard of some strange floods before, but this is real.
Yeah.
Only one way to find out.
I didn't know all that extra stuff, but I knew it was a place that existed.
Gil doesn't know much about planets, and the fact that he probably only knows this planet because of Rancors.
My gosh.
But like how this is being described to him, he has like he's not certain what to believe. He has no idea what this may be.
Yeah. I think we're decided we should go to Dathomir and skirt.
Perfect. All right. So anything else you guys want to do on Yavin before taking off?
Besides say goodbye.
All right. So you guys, Master Hadlar and the rest, see you off. You see Tori, the little Padawan that headshotted the guy, kind of waving to you guys, points at Gil's rifles, kind of gives you a thumbs up as you guys are taking off. And then the other Padawans you didn't choose also see you off as well, as you all kind of jump back into the ship and prepare to take off from the planet.
Alrighty.
Perfect. And then Ren, give me a piloting check.
Alright, let's see how this goes. You get not great rolls today, but that's a 13.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Not doing anything fancy, but you are able to kind of slowly, kind of take it easy as you're getting up there. But you are able to make your way out of the planet's kind of out of the atmosphere, and then make your way into hyperspace. So you guys do have a little bit of free time. You get a couple of days that you probably can use to get a little more familiar with your new Padawan, and kind of get everything kind of sorted out for your trip there. But eventually, you guys do, or actually, probably about a day early, you guys are like forcibly pulled out of hyperspace.
Uh-oh.
You see, kind of around as you guys kind of come to, you see a large ship kind of on the edge of the system, but you see kind of a couple smaller ships attached to it, and then you see right next to those ships kind of a large, kind of a little spherical object. It looks not like a space station, but you guys do see it kind of has a lot of different tech running across it. It just kind of almost pulsating on the sensors.
As we got company.
What's up? Is that a magnet?
I have no idea.
You guys can give me a. Well, actually, we'll just we haven't made up the ship stats yet with the new stuff. Whoever would normally, whoever you guys think would be kind of on the sensors or more the technician side, can give me a perception check.
Alrighty. Perception. Man, I'm just rolling. I'm rolling. Today I'm rolling. That's all I'll say.
So you're getting massive power readings off that object. You were able to see that that object, that big spherical thing that's pulsating, doesn't have any weapons on it. You do see two ships, one nestled right into the docking bay, and one kind of attached to the top of what looks to be kind of a large kind of cargo ship that they're pursuing.
All right. Do we want to get involved here, fellas?
Does it seem that it was maybe just collateral damage that we got pulled in? I mean, if there's
Definitely.
something else going on.
Yeah, so even just kind of looking at the viewport, it looks like they were kind of focused on that cargo
Yeah.
ship. It looks like that may have been probably their query. They haven't even reacted yet to you guys.
Are
popping
there
into the system.
ships discernible enough in their livery, or just, you know, do they have markings? I know you said just kind of like one's a cargo ship, and
Definitely. So you'll see that the two that are attached, one is kind of a little small freighter that's attached to it. Looks like it's been modified a little bit. And actually, give me a perception check too, see kind of what he picks up for those two ships that are attached to the cargo freighter. Oof.
I'm telling you.
Roll 20 is against you. Roll 20 has been against you guys for a while, but you do see kind of the two ships. They look to be they kind of like a mixed match of gear. It looks like they've been heavily retrofitted. You can see that even with kind of a quick glance at the scanners. It looks like they've just kind of got a little bit of everything on them. You don't see, you're not able to kind of identify any markings from kind of where you guys are in the systems. Your sensors weren't able to pick that up, but you can tell that these ships are definitely kind of been pieced together by the people who are using them.
definitely not of some certain faction, Sith, Rebel, or not Rebel, but Empire, etc. Yeah.
Definitely, it's definitely not a Republic or even
Yeah.
the Empire ships. You probably discern it's somebody that doesn't have a lot of resources with them.
I don't have a ton of time. Do we want to get involved, or do we want to keep moving on?
And the easy
Oh,
thing
what
here, we
kind
just
of-
keep asking the Padawan what she wants to do.
Well,
What kind of cargo ship is this? Does it look like it's belonging to any particular faction? I know the other ships are just slapdash, but the cargo ship, is it Republic?
Roll up. Actually, no. It's a Republic ship. You can see it's got not like military markings. It looks to be more civilian oriented, but definitely you can kind of discern from the region you guys are in that they're at least citizens of the Republic.
Normally, I'd be all up for shooting pirates, but I also despise the Republic. So, 50-50?
Gosh.
so Ping just kind of shrugs and goes, "Well, we heard that there was pirates pretending to be Force users. This might help us figure that out. And if we hate the Republic that much, then maybe there will be pirates that are Force users." It seems like a
That's
win-win.
true.
Should we call them out? Should we try and contact them, or should we go in fast and low?
And Ping would just shrug and go, "You guys are the military geniuses of the bunch."
Well, I need to know the intention of what we're doing here. Are we trying to completely obliterate these guys, get them out of the skies, or are we looking for some potential allies here or there? Do we want to end this more peacefully, or do we want to go this gun-ho? I like the gun-ho option, but I also want to see if these guys are actually Force sensitive. It's been a while since I've killed a Force. I'm not gonna... Forgot my company.
Let's let us. I'd say first we at least just reach out and see what's going on.
Any opposed?
No, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'll open up a line here. Do we want to do with the big ship or the small ship? I guess we'll do the chasers and not the chasees. And unless anyone else wants to do it, I can just be like, figure something out.
Ping can help out with the conversation if you want to drive it. I'll jump in if.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
So you guys open a line. Are you guys doing video or just audio transmitting?
We'll just do audio. Keep it a little bit, mysterious. Who knows?
So the line opens. Actually, how do you guys open the line, or what are you guys saying as you open the line?
Actually, before we do that, I don't know why, but the force is speaking to Ping, and Ping is going to kind of the group would see this. The group Ping is going to turn into the senator.
Gosh.
So the group would now see Ping as his body starts to contort and change colors, and he will turn into the senator.
What the griff?
Oh, this is the first time they've actually seen Ping change.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we've seen you changed. We just haven't seen it happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gil feels honored that he's comfortable enough to do that in front of us.
I mean, Ren is just sort of like takes a look back, and she's busy piloting, and then takes like a double take, and says, "Okay," and then we'll open it, I guess, with video now, and let him do his thing.
So you guys open it up with video, and you do see kind of a man in dark robes on the other end, kind of looking up at you guys, and he looks a little quizzically at the senator appearing, and he kind of goes, "State your business. Why are you here?"
And so I'll just announce myself as this is Senator Raffus. I have strictly told you that you are not to target this Republic cargo ship. Purely going on a hunch here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a double take, like.
Give me a deception check.
Oh gosh.
All right. Last time I purely went on a hunch. This went terrible.
Oh.
Alright, you guys do have a couple of advantages, or you got 4 inspirations, just
I also
in case you
would
want to
have
burn one.
Defiant again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can use the...
Yeah, something like this. Might as well.
Alright.
Yeah, that was a really bad roll.
Let's go. That's an 18.
Alright, you see the guy's face kind of whiten, and he goes, "Boss, what are you doing here? You said we could ride up along the route. Why? I mean, I guess we can stop this." Out of character, great call on that.
Oh my god!
I can't believe that. I literally cannot.
Oh.
In character, Gil goes into the other room and you can hear him screaming from his mind being blown.
What?
Hold on, let me get away from my mic for this.
What the griff? What? What?
Did not expect you guys to clutch on to that one so quick. So great call on that one. You go. You see him kind of pull it up. He goes, "What do you want us to do, boss? We already started. You keep saying we only need enough witnesses to spread the story. Do you want us to pull back? What do you want us to do?"
He says, he kind of, so Ping will shake his head a little bit, go, you've already, Griffin messed this up. You're supposed to wait. This was the wrong cargo. He says, we're gonna put up a little firefight. We'll chase you away. We'll make a little display of it. We'll save this for you.
You see him nod. All right, boss. I'll recall the troops we have on board. We'll take off. We'll make a show of it, and then we'll jump to hyperspace. Real sorry, boss.
And then he'll tell Ren, say, send him some coordinates. We'll meet up there afterward, and we will discuss this in detail.
Aye, Senator.
Are you guys sending to planet side, or where are you guys going to try to send them to meet up with them?
I'll leave that to Ren.
Okay. Sure. We'll go. Yeah, I guess we'll go planet side. See how it goes.
We'll kind of pick a. Do you want to? Probably we'll pick an uninhabited planet, kind of near there. And they'll go. All right, boss. We'll pack up the gear and go. So you see, takes a couple of minutes, but you do see first the ship that was up top disengage from the cargo ship. You see it fly over to that large spherical device. As you guys are watching, like the power readings power down on that device, and it starts to compress. And you see the other ship kind of pull out a little tractor beam and kind of pull it up and attach it to the hull. And you see the other ship kind of fly towards you guys. You see it shooting around you, but it's definitely kind of not. They're not aiming to hit you all as they're going. And then eventually you see one of the ships with the thing take off to hyperspace. And with you guys, do you want to take any shots at these guys, or you want to try and take that ship out?
I'm all good.
You gotta make a show of it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try to do the same thing, take some shots, but purposely not hit him.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you take the shots. You see him kind of dodging around. The shots are going wide, and after a while, he peels off Joyce's buddy and going into hyperspace. Yeah, great call on that one. I did not think you guys would get that. So good. Paid attention to the little seed there. It's so sweet. All right. So you guys gonna go check on that cargo ship?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you guys, the last one jumps to hyperspace. You get a little, kind of a little ping on the system, and they go. You see a older, kind of a Rhodian pop up, and just go, you saved us! You saved us! Those pirates were just coming through here, Griffin Force users. They were just waving their little just lightsabers around and cutting things up and trying to steal our cargo. But you guys, you came through. You guys are good people.
Yeah, and so Ping would just jump back on the comms, and still as the senator, just be like, "Well, right place, right time. I'm glad we could help you, citizens of the Republic."
See him nod, smile. If you're ever on Coruscant, look me up. I'll make sure you guys. You get. I run a little shop out there. You guys will have anything you need. Let me know. He says, I am Sin Orso. I would be happy to have you guys stop by.
And, so he'll just say, "Well, I likely won't have time. I have important business to attend, but I'll send one of my associates, and then I'll ping to or show Ren, so then they can at least recognize."
Perfect. He says, Mandalorian too. You guys aren't so bad. And you see him say, "Well, we truly thank you guys. We got some cargo to deliver." And you see them kind of wave at you, but then after a while, the ships start to pick up speed and make the jump to hyperspace.
Alrighty.
Perfect. Well, that's actually we're gonna cut off there today. Guys. I thought that would take up a little bit more of the session, but sweet
Hey.
call on that one, Keith. I'm giving you guys 2 inspiration for that. So
Yeah.
you guys are maxed out inspiration right now because that was a great call.
Yeah, so I guess to close that out, Ping would everyone would at this point recognize that Ping is a Claudite. He's not a human. And he would just kind of, after the call cuts out, he would transform back, and he doesn't look like Ping anymore. He actually looks like his original Claudite form. And he just goes, that was a time of great need. I would appreciate discretion. And then he'll just kind of like walk out of the room.
He's the smartest man aboard this ship. No one can tell me otherwise.
Patch with the. Okay, not natural. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sweet call on that one. Are you guys gonna leave those guys there? Or are you guys gonna try to follow the 2 ships that uninhabited planet?
I think it's a pretty good lead.
Yeah. Follow a little goose chase here. Womp rat chase.
Yeah. Meet up on the planet, steal their ship, whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, that's what we'll pick up next session. Meeting on the planet down there, and then we'll begin the Dathomir arc after that.
Alrighty.
Still amazed on that call. I did not expect that.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even pick it up. I was like, okay. Well,
Yeah. That was one of those like, I'm probably wrong, but this is going to be great if I'm right.
it would have been great either way. Whoa. Either it's a very funny moment or like you nail it right on the right on the head. Yeah. Wow.
Perfect. Well, actually, I was gonna do this anyway. So, I'll still do it. Yeah, you guys are level 6 now too. So I was gonna give you level 6 after that fight. But
Nice.
you still guys get that. So you guys are level 6, and we'll move the Padawan up to level 4.
Yay.
Nice.
Score increase.
Yeah. So you guys, I don't think you get anything crazy at level 6, but definitely pick out any of your new abilities and get everything kind of set up. And that's what we'll pick up in the next 2 weeks.
All right.
Alrighty. Awesome. Thanks, Tegan. Good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Thanks for an
thank you.
amazing session.